Alright, game stream. Yeah, make sure everything's looking good here. Yep, we are live. Alright, everybody, game stream day. Just some more adventures in Azeroth. Go ahead and log in here. Boom, skiddly doo. Let's see what they have in store for us today. I was really excited about the X-Pack. I still am. Like, I'm totally, not totally, I'm for the most part enjoying myself, but I found the a lot of it to be painfully repetitive already, and it hasn't even been out for 6 months. You know, it's kind of a bummer. Not the most exciting thing to do. You know, run around and do world quests. And on top of that, Azerite armor is like it's terrible. It just so unexciting. Like this one, like these at least are sort of related to my build. But this absorb shield every 30 seconds, I mean, that's handy. But it's really not something a resto druid needs. More of like a tank. And then the last thing is it increases the item level by 5 levels. That's great and all, I get more stats, but that's so unexciting. It'd be different if it was like by 50 levels or something. It's like, oh yeah, here you go, 2 more points and everything, guys. What do we got here? I mean, that's sort of okay. That's sort of okay. This one is just gonna be one of those stupid ones. Like, I get avoidance and armor. Why would you even offer that to a resto druid? While no enemies are within 20 yards, you heal. Like, what? What? It's embarrassing. Embarrassingly bad. And frustratingly bad, too. I don't know if I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy out there who dislikes it. And the other thing that I really don't like is the armor is the same for every armor type. Like if you are wearing Azerite armor as a
Bone Trail Gulch. He's too powerful to attack head on, but he has an insatiable appetite. He'll eat himself to death if you keep feeding him.
good, thank you. Like, you know, if you're a rogue and you're wearing leather armor, your leather armor looks identical to the leather armor that a druid is wearing. No, there's just no class identity in the armor anymore. I can't remember how many of these things I need to get. Ranishu, Devour. Let's get up and close personal with this bad boy, huh? Little stabs. Damn, that thing is ugly, huh? I almost wanted to divert the stream today. The ZBrush Summit is going on right now. I really like to watch a lot of those artists that work there because it's a culmination of like some of the best industry heavyweights right now in everything. Game industry, movies, 3D print. All in one place, like kind of showcasing their stuff. Where's this guy? He was cruising around earlier. Where you at? That guy. Got a lot of these things. I think I got enough to kill the guy. But yeah, ZBrush Summit. Super cool, man. I think they announced some new features. Get to see what they were. But I'm definitely excited to check them out. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Go stealth.
May we never forget the brave Gulch Beaters that heroically sacrificed their lives to save us all from the terror of King Rakataka.
King Rakataka. King Rakataka. Oh, fucking hunter. They got it so easy. Excuse me. Sorry. I forgot that I was streaming for a second there. But yeah, back to the topic of the ZBrush Summit. That looks... They were showing some cool stuff. I think they showed something with the
Torcha unearthed another
The UVs.
totem in one of the ruins. Try it out and see what it can do.
Defend the court at all costs. You got a big guy. Defend the court at all costs. Oh, that didn't last very long.
I'm out of range.
That's going to be extremely useful against
Oh.
the faithless.
2,500 world quests. I've done more than 2,500. All right. We'll collect my little prize.
Don't die out there.
Defend the court at all costs. Yeah, Blizzard, you really need to readdress the issue of the Azeroth armor because it sucks balls.
Take care of yourself.
Like, oh, look, I got a new piece of armor. Let's see. The Death Snap Hood. Right, let's see. Your spells and abilities have a chance to... Okay, that's totally only for DPS. Only for DPS. Rampant Regrowth, I have that. So I'm resto. I would logically pick something like that. Your damaging abilities. This gives me a crit strike versatility boost. Not that helpful. Have a chance to apply Blessed Portent against ally falls below. Sounds sort of useful. That one's for tanks and melee. These two are just gotta be some of the stupidest ones. I mean, this one's great for PvP, I guess. When an enemy you harm dies, you heal. Oh, good lord. Yeah, they're all like PvP based. And the one I have, I like better. Wish they would tell us if everything's stacked. There's just no knowing what anything does, and it's stupid. And of course, they're never gonna like. They're gonna be like all politically correct and oh well, you have to give me clear examples of why you don't like it. Pretty sure the community at large does not enjoy the Azeroth armor.
Got anything for me?
you're we're the customers, you know, like we pay to play this game, and the game in its current form, one of the major features, which is your character progressing and feeling like your character gets more powerful, is awful. It's not fun. And it should be fun. Because that's why we're playing the game overall, is to have fun.
The dunes have everything we need.
At the end of the day, the Azeroth armor sucks. Like that's just, there's no way around it. It just sucks. It's
What did you bring me?
it's just not fun.
No one else will.
You know, it's like, come on, Blizzard. Like, how did we go from Legion having like this like kind of like epic experience of being the type of character class, and not just that class, but the spec of your class. Like, if you were a destruction warlock, you felt like a destruction warlock. Like, you definitely were cruising around feeling like a destruction or affliction warlock or a resto druid or a balance or feral, you know, or if you're a prot tally, that's, you felt like that spec and class. But now it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess I sort of feel like a resto druid, but I'm just kind of like not that much different than, like, nobody can immediately look at my character and know I'm a resto druid. I mean, I did transmog all my armor, but you should be able to tell, I think, just by looking at a character's class and spec, or just looking at that character, what class and spec they are. Like, probably the only dead giveaway are hunters. You know? Like, oh yeah, I guess this priest is a dead giveaway, but that's because they're in shadow form. Like, I don't know what that blood elf is, just by looking at her. See, this Tauren has her artifact, so I know she's feral. Like, give us something like that back. Like, make us feel like we're playing the character in class and the spec of that class that we chose, you know. Like, immerse us back in the lore of not just the game, but the character in the game. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I'm obviously stuck playing for a while. I bought this, bought the Dreadwake, which I do not regret at all, by the way. I think it's the second mount I've ever bought. You know, and if you're gonna play the game, I mean, I typically try to farm.
Some earth elementals have been infused with Azeroth.
Typically try to farm stuff so I can just buy tokens, my goal, in-game goal, and technically pay for free. Yeah, get him, guys, get him. Ooh, that guy too. Get him over here. You see that? Go, go, go.
It's too far away.
Oh, hold on. Wait for me, guys.
I'm out of range.
Stab him. There you go. I stab everybody once in a while. There you go. Yeah, I stream my... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to update titles. Sorry about that. Yeah, on Saturdays I stream game streams. The funny thing is I'd rather be doing art stuff. I'd actually rather be watching the ZBrush Summit right now. But I sort of take a mandatory break from all art related stuff on Saturday. Just to keep myself motivated. Plus, I do find a lot of inspiration when I play WoW. I enjoy the art style a lot. Are you guys checking out the ZBrush Summit?
It's a shame that Azeroth is driving the elements out of control. More reason for us to be putting an end to this.
Wonder if I can update the titles on the fly. I think I can. Maybe that'll update it, I don't know. Yeah, did you... It has? I missed that. I saw they did something with the UV Master plugin or something. Why am I not seeing it? Feature. See, maybe I can main stage presentation.
Yeah. It really does
Oops.
feel like I've got that imperfection back and I can add that in.
Hopefully this doesn't just crush my computer having the stream going and watching a stream. You know what the main updates were? Oh man, I'm excited now. I want to see. Oh, no worries. I mean, I'm sure they'll post everything on their YouTube channel. I'm just always impressed by how they keep coming up with new ideas to add to ZBrush. It's sometimes I feel bad for them almost because it's like, what are you gonna do next? That's gonna be a major improvement. But they seem to pull it off every time. Sometimes they add features you didn't even realize you wanted. Meanwhile, I'll just float around in my Dreadwake like a ghost pirate. Oh, gotta make the switch. Grab this herb.
The dark rituals from Zul'Nazman has spread the corruption into the land, calling spirits back from the other side. Purify their remains and lay the others to rest.
Lay the others to rest.
Target something first. I need a target.
Unhinged. finish up my stacks of Legion food. Oh, awesome. A ZBrush is it's a pretty monstrous program. When I first started using it, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hated it. It's so different than everything else that I just didn't want to even try to use it. But once I adjusted, I fell in love with it. It's just such a fun program to use. I got your back. That's kind of funny. I'm a little, I feel sort of stupid because I had it for about a year,
The blood sacrifice
and I was so frustrated with it, I gave up.
towards stopping the blood god.
I didn't give up, but I just didn't really use it. And that was probably I bought it in 2016 or at the end of 2015. And yeah, I basically didn't use it for a year. And then a buddy of mine told me to just, like, hey, you're not going to learn how to use it if you don't use it.
I have received word that a powerful
Which is
enemy
common
nearby
sense.
wishes for your death. Show them no more.
And so I got back into it and just kind of kept plugging away until I learned how to use it. I'm by no means an expert, but I can at least get around and make stuff now. Yeah, I'd say I've been using it for about a year steady now. But off and on for a total of maybe 2 years. I make it a point to use it about at least 3 to 4 days a week for about an hour to 2 hours each time.
Impressive.
That way I'm constantly learning more about it, and like for me, if I stop using something like ZBrush or Photoshop, I get rusty really quickly and I forget how to use it. So to prevent that from happening, I just make sure I use it at least 2 or 3 times a week for a couple hours each time. And I find that it's been for me, that's been the easiest way to learn consistently. I used to have this bad habit of trying to like binge learn, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, where I would try to like learn as much as I could in a week, and I would burn myself out and not want to do anything for another week or two. And then I would launch ZBrush again, for example, and I would be like, wow, I forgot how to do everything again. Not necessarily totally forget, but like I get really rusty, like, and it was frustrating. So I had to break that habit, and I just had to get a routine of practicing 2 to 3 times a week minimum. And it definitely worked out for me to do it that way. That way it stays fun. I'm constantly learning, and I recently started streaming myself mostly so I could go back and look what I did and kind of learn from my mistakes. Because sometimes I would do something and I would forget how I did it, and having the little videos to watch uh, helped me retain, I guess, some of that information. Oh,
A Tortollan begins its life amidst great danger, like these turtles here on the beach. It's so nice to
oh,
see.
I gotta save the turtles. Save the turtles. Yeah, but just like, I mean, I'm sure you've heard people say it before. Pretty much any program you choose to use, it's just a matter of using it and you'll learn it.
A turtle made it to the water.
Oh, I gotta save these turtles, man. From this vicious albatross. The armored claw. Hurry up, you damn turtles.
Made it to the water. Thank you, hero.
Um, no, not really. I don't know if you've heard me say it in some of the streams. I keep talking about trying to draw more. Um, and I'm okay admitting that I try to avoid it, but I shouldn't, because I think it'll help me get better at 3D stuff. It's definitely something I need to start working on. And with that said, next month I am going to, I guess I don't want to call it a challenge, but I guess in October they call it, in the artist world, they have this thing called Inktober, where you try to sketch and draw a subject. I think depending on what challenge you participate in, they post a different topic every day. Or maybe you pick it yourself. I don't know how it works, but basically every day in October you try to sketch or draw or I guess paint something. And I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna do a sketch every day for an hour. I'm gonna do a 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour sketch, and hopefully that'll help me get out of my comfort zone, help me improve. Cause yeah, I definitely want to get better, particularly at like making hand painted stuff. I think I rely a little too heavily on Substance Painter for everything, but I do want to try to like get a little bit more of a painterly look on some of the stuff I do, because it's kind of the art style I like. I mean, if you've seen any of the stuff in my streams, I definitely lean heavily towards stylized art. Um, but yeah, to answer your question, I don't draw, at least not regularly. I might doodle here and there when I'm bored at work or something, but I definitely need to draw more because I know it'll help me improve. Um, I think drawing, like there's some basic fundamentals of art that I know I don't have yet, and I think I need to do drawing or sketching and painting to learn those fundamentals, like composition and lighting and color theory. I need to get a better grasp on all those so that I can start actually putting together the stuff I've made into an actual scene and render it out. How about you? Are you mostly a 2D guy, or do you do 3D? Uh, or are you just getting into 3D? You just got ZBrush, you said. Excuse me. Thirsty. Dude, how funny is this mount?
You are never going to find a better deal.
Show me your coin, and I will show you my wares. You know where to find me.
Me too. Same here. I'm more of a. I like the 3D stuff. I got into Blender probably about 2 years ago now. Nice. Yeah, ZBrush and Blender is an awesome combo. I think it's kind of the way to go. I think. I mean, you can the sculpting in Blender is really good, but the features and the sculpting in ZBrush is definitely the best one out there as far as sculpting goes. But for everything else, Blender is amazing, I think. Especially with 2.8 coming out. Um, it's just amazing that how quickly Blender is getting better. And I think it's just going to continue to do that. Oh. Have you tried Blender 2.8 yet? Oh, that's fine. I mean, uh, I was in a graphic design course a couple years ago, and we used 3ds Max for a little while. It wasn't much really. We just made like some generic logos using splines in 3ds Max. Um, but the thing is, to me, is like the software packages have like not the same tools, but similar tools. So it's just a matter of learning how to use the tools to do the same job. It's kind of like, you know, people think that Blender can't do what Maya can do and it can't do what Max can do, but it totally can. In some ways, it can do some things better. But as far as like day-to-day modeling goes and rendering and texturing, I mean, Blender does all of it very well, but so does Maya. It just depends. And if you know how to use both, then you're just that much better off.
Protocol. May your blades never dull.
What you want? Be seeing ya.
Don't waste my time. Hit the road.
Greetings. May your blades never dull.
Yeah, I think that it's smart to,
State your business.
you know, the bigger your skill set, the easier it'll be. I mean, I don't know how the game industry works personally, or the art. I don't know what industry you're going into. Maybe special effects or whatever.
Welcome.
But the bigger your skill set, the better off you are finding a position somewhere.
Keep it real.
Magraw. Strength. What do you need? Be safe.
Well, that was underwhelming.
My knives are ready.
You know, I've never used ZBrush Core, so I don't know the exact differences. From what I understand, the sculpting and Sculptris Pro features are all there. There's a couple of other miscellaneous features that aren't there. I don't know what they are. It doesn't have some of the hardcore stuff. But if you're just trying to sculpt and detail models, like say you're taking a model out of Blender or Maya and you just want to sculpt the details, I'm pretty sure all of the capability is still in it. I could be wrong. One nice thing about ZBrush Core is whenever they release a new version of ZBrush, they usually give you the option to upgrade, and they let the price of your ZBrush core go toward the price of the full ZBrush. So, like, say you have ZBrush core right now, and you learn how to use it, and then a year from now you want to upgrade, you can kind of put money aside every month, and then when the new version of ZBrush comes out, you can upgrade for a discounted rate. That way you'll know how to use the software for the most part, and you don't lose the money that you paid for ZBrush core. But yeah, I don't know the exact differences. I believe they have a breakdown on their website that tells you the exact differences. I think, let's see. Yeah, they have a breakdown on their website that tells you the differences. Like right here. Just kind of has a checklist. So, I mean, there's a couple things that it doesn't have, but for the most part, it has all the core features of ZBrush. And this is just, if you just go to the ZBrush core webpage, it has all that. Oh man, really? Yeah, I've never tried ZBrush core. Kind of funny. Like I said, when I got ZBrush, I never used it, but when I got it, one thing I will say is the price goes up every couple years. So I would recommend that if you like it and if you think you're going to use it, like go with ZBrush core for now, and then save money on the side for a year, and then when the time comes, upgrade to the full ZBrush. I think you'll be happy that you did that. And another thing you can do is, I think Wacom, they have like a ZBrush core package with their like Wacom bamboo. Yeah, they have a thing. Yeah, like if you go to Wacom, they have their Intuos, I guess, comes with the ZBrush core. That's worth checking out too. That way you can kind of get a 2-for-1. All right, what was I doing? Yeah, I need to go do some turtle quests.
Speak up! Get moving!
Ooh, I need to get going. All right, guys, that's been about an hour. I try to keep my streams to an hour. Yeah, the Huions are great. I had a I think it was a Huion. That was my first tablet, was a Huion. I say yeah, that you made a good choice, I think. I do like Wacom, but I think they're overpriced, and I think that the industry is starting to change, and there's new companies coming out with more affordable options. But with that said, I'm gonna call it a stream. I've got to run some chores before I go to work. Thank you for tuning in, and thanks for the questions and comments. I appreciate it. I will be back on Monday. I think Monday will be October, so I might be doing my first Inktober drawing. We'll see. Or I might continue making props for my 3D diorama. But either way, I'll be back on Monday. Tune in for that. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys in a couple of days.